Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm LaSandra Yevette, the owner and founder of Loving Touch Healing and Wellness, which operates out of Claremont, California. Today I want to talk about beliefs and belief systems and why it's important for us to re-examine those, particularly if we're going to go off and share them with other people as firm truths and facts. And many of us are guilty at some point to some degree of doing this, even on a smaller scale. There's many different types of belief systems. There's religious belief systems. There are political belief systems. There are family value belief systems. There's group belief systems. And what I want to challenge you to dig a little deeper about on a personal level is your individual belief systems and what they're based off of. I want to share an example that I think is relevant to all of us. When we're young and we're being raised by our parents may give oftentimes their perspective, their point of view, which is sometimes things that are the end result of maybe their experiences, their environment, their community, their upbringing from their parents, their exposure. It's like a lot of things that goes into what becomes our views, which then become part of our belief systems. And then we encroach our children with that, and we start to show them what we think we believe as truth and as fact. See, that's the part that we need to talk about. What is truth? And what is fact? Okay, so truth, I believe, is something that simply is. It is simply something that is. So for me, when I think of that word and I look at that explanation, I say, well, truth is God. And there's not a whole bunch that needs to follow that. I think that that's why he defined himself as I am. He didn't follow it with any type of definitions, nothing behind it, because there was no need to do that, because it just simply is what it is. He is the I am. A fact is something that is based off of something tangible that you've drawn a conclusion off of. And it's usually something you can pinpoint, either you're doing your research online, or you can pull open a book, or something you've learned in school, or that you've had to research and stand behind. Those are facts. And oftentimes we collect them, in groups to substantiate a point of view. So then they become factuals and facts that substantiate a viewpoint. But now when you develop a belief system, it's like a toolkit. And let's pull off one particular belief system. And I'm not going to get into categories because I want this to really be far-reaching. But let's just say we have a political viewpoint and we have beliefs, firm, strong beliefs that stand behind those belief systems. And then we go off and we navigate in the world with those belief systems. Now, a lot of our belief systems, like we said earlier, are based off of things that we have experienced or seen, or have been told to us, or have been passed down, or it's part of a group mentality, a group of a political party, let's say. And so, you take on the mindset that kind of feeds the belief system or systems of a group or an individual, or let's say a family group. Well, my concern with doing that is, what are you basing it off of? Are you basing it off of tradition? Are you basing it off of facts? Are you basing it off of truth? Did you just adapt it because it was told to you and you trusted the person who shared it with you? You held them in high accord, and then when you took it on as your own belief system, you just took it as being the truth. Well, here's the thing: when you do that, you become a little bit closed-minded. It's a danger in becoming closed-minded. That means that you're just like not open to anything new or different from your belief systems. In fact, many people actually go to war within families, within communities, within countries based off of their belief and their belief systems. So you see, they're very important to examine. Some people are willing to die for them. Wouldn't it be something if we found out that our belief systems were all based on nothing? They weren't really basically factual. And at the end of the day, not a whole lot of truth. So I think it's important for us to take our time and open up the toolkit that you're carrying around as part of your belief system, whichever category you choose to explore. And one by one, really dig deep and figure out, is this something I should be holding on to? Is this something that I firmly believe I can support, or are there a whole bunch of facts behind them? Where did I get the belief system from? I can tell you for myself, when I was young, a lot of my belief systems came from my community. And it was the strong people that I esteemed at that time, my peers, who said it with such velocity. It felt like facts. So I received them as facts. And from that point, I started just repeating the facts as I heard them, and it became part of my belief system. Here's a teeny little example. You live in a community, and that particular community is one that just doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles, let's say, as far as sports or recreation, or let's go that route. And so you can build the belief system from hearing it or seeing it for yourself that a lot of people in that particular community don't enjoy sports because maybe you don't actively see them participating in it. The conversations are not out in the community when you go out. And maybe someone even said, you know what, in this community, it's hard to really find sports or get into sports. They're just not really into sports in this area. And, you're relaxed and your mind is open and palatable, and it sounds like the person is, speaking factually. You don't even dig a little bit deeper, but you just now, all of a sudden, when you're speaking about a particular community, you say, well, that particular community is not really into, sports. You don't find a lot of sports there. And that was just based off of what? How did it unfold? So, of course, if we're going to have belief systems which are hugely reliant on our true belief systems, we need to examine them and make sure that they're based off of something that is pretty much factual. We need to go to the root. Always go to the root and the source of something. Draw your own conclusions. Also, through, prayer and meditation, pray for enlightenment and discernment. Ask for deeper understanding. I guess what I want to say to you today, really be mindful of things that you hold on in your belief systems toolkit as factual and as truth, as the dynamic of all that is, and be willing to stand, up for it to the point of whatever. That's closed-mindedness. It's actually literally closing your eyes and to anything different. And we don't want to be like that. We always want to be open-minded and remain pliable and palatable. You don't have to accept everything and anything, but you need to be open to at least hear it. That's the voice of reason. That's what it's called, the voice of reason. Okay? So that's my topic for today. What is your belief system based off of? And how many belief systems do you have? And to what extent are you willing to be challenged against them? What responses do you give to others when they challenge things that you truly believe to be factual? Do you feel defensive? Is that defensiveness merited? Okay, that's going to be a huge indication about where you are on your spiritual journey, because you need to be able to be open. The crown, which is where you receive intelligence, needs to be open. That's your antenna. All right. I hope you enjoyed my content and my subject for today. Like and subscribe to my channel. And as always, until the next time, namaste.